it can allow me to create new products, but it can also allow me to create new processes. New products normally target that differentiation, creating value through differentiation, giving people new attributes and new elements to products and services that they haven't seen before. So, for example, online shopping. When certain businesses created an online website, online shopping experience, that was an innovation that allowed them to differentiate themselves from their competitors, right? That was something that we were now probably more willing to pay for because, hey, it was online, it was something new, it was something different. But also we can have the innovation through process. I've talked about just-in-time, Kaizen, all of these different ways of doing management techniques, allowing firms to reduce their production and service cost. Also, like in airlines, in terms of the technology they use to book flights or to check on flights and schedulings and all that, have also allowed them to reduce their cost structure, less labor intensive now. So that also helps, but it helps to reduce the cost structure and i.e. creates values potentially through lower prices. Innovation can be imitated. That's something that is very, very important. For example, when Netflix came out again with this whole, rent it online, that was novel, it was new. When MySpace came out, again, novel and new seemingly, but then we have all these people not only imitating innovation, but now doing it better. For example, you see BlackBerry kind of seemingly imitating what the iPhone has done, but has taken it a step further with its new BlackBerry Torch, for example. It's working with AT&T to change and challenge Apple. And so you have to be careful that you don't stay stagnated on your innovation. Say, wow, because everything that is now old was at one time new. So firms must be careful to continuously innovate to ensure that they continue to sustain their competitive advantage. There's a high failure rate of innovation. There are multiple reasons why that happened. I'll just give you about 4 of them. First one is uncertainty. The reason why new products fail is because they kind of are huge risks. You're taking a big gamble when you do something that nobody's done before. When Netflix came out with this idea, hey, people can rent online, now it seems very, very obvious and very acceptable. But again, this was a big risk that was being taken. Nobody had ever really done this before. It wasn't something that, there were lots of people seemingly clamoring for, and so they took a big risk, and with that big risk you could have had a major failure associated with that, but it worked. But a lot of times, because of that high level of uncertainty, companies are unwilling to even invest in radical innovation. More times than not, they want to do incremental, let's just adapt and adjust a little bit of the technology, not that huge of an innovation, but it's really from those quantum innovations, the iPhones, the Dell experience, the Toyota hybrids, that we see the real benefit. The other problem is poor commercialization. What is this? Well, it's when there's a demand for a product, but the product that is actually created to fulfill or satisfy that demand does not actually do that. Windows Vista, for example, there was a definitive demand for a new Microsoft package, a new Microsoft operating system, but when Vista came out, it did not satisfy the needs that customers would have had to identify it. So it didn't work. It's not that it wasn't wanted; it just didn't fulfill the purpose of what it was created for. Poor positioning strategy. You have a good product, but it's poorly positioned in the marketplace. You're not sure what it is. You bring something out and you want it to be cutting edge, you want it to be hip, innovative, attract a younger audience, and you put it in something like home and garden. Or you have a low price on it, which kind of reflects that maybe this isn't the best quality thing, when I want it to seemingly be most advanced, innovative. Poor positioning. You have to create in the minds of the consumer what this product is supposed to do and what you intend it to do. If you do not position it well, it is not going to be successful. Technological myopia. Essentially, this happens when companies think they know better than the consumers. Many times inventors or creators will create these things that they believe customers will value, and customers don't. And so what occurs is that they do not get any benefit for this supposed creation of value because they can't charge higher prices because customers really never wanted it. And so oftentimes firms will end up with this, high bills associated with innovation and wondering why customers aren't flocking to it or don't like. But it's basically because they didn't ask the customer what they wanted. They created what they thought the customer wanted. Very, very poor. And slow to market. When you've created an innovation, you've worked on an innovation, but your competitors have beaten you to it, you're going to lose the advantage that comes from that creation. Essentially, you have to balance the time for creation with introduction to the market. Sometimes you have to give people what they want before you are ready to release it, because you want to beat competition. And so being too slow to market, it can be disastrous. Being too quick to market will also be disastrous. So you have to balance the timer. How do you build competencies in innovation? Again, going back to your functions, innovation is largely built around R&D technology, R&D functionals. So you have to, get a great R&D department, get great thinkers, get great researchers, but also be able to choose and select which projects you want to do, which ones are going to be best commercialized, how you want to in fact produce this, how you want to market, because R&D cannot work without consideration of how this will be produced and how this will be marketed. It seems a lot of times, for example, when you do your cases, students come up with these wild and inventive ideas, and then are faced with a proposition about exactly how is the firm going to do this? How is the firm going to market and sell this? How is the firm going? Does this even satisfy the customer need? And so it's not just about having great thinkers or great researchers. You have to have that infusion or that cross-divisional, cross-functional integration where you consider the consumer's needs, right? The cost associated. Can we finance this? Can we get this to market quickly? How can we design this? So you have to not just concentrate on having a great research and development, but also integrate that R&D with other facets, other value activities in the organization. Here again is another table that goes through a little bit of the value creation functions, which ones and how they actually promote innovation. You can go through this at your own time. If you, again, any questions, you could always ask me. But again, going just through these functions and how they in fact promote research and development, which is about promoting innovation. And the last building block is customer responsiveness. What is that again? Well, it's giving customers what they want, when they want, and a price they're willing to pay. And many times we stop there because in this climate, in this hyper-competitive environment, we often think that customer is the ultimate king. And so companies should do whatever it takes to get customers. My wife was in sales for a long time, and her goals were always to get new customers, to get accounts. And I would say to her that not everybody's business you want. Why? Because sometimes it costs you too much to have a customer, to acquire a customer, and to have a relationship with that customer. That customer is called an unprofitable customer. So just responding to customer needs, giving them what they want, making them happy, is not going to lead to profitability. That does not say just give the customers what they want, when they want, and how the price they're willing to pay. It says to give them what they want, when they want, and a price they're willing to pay, as long as the company's long-term profitability is not compromised. Long-term profitability is not compromised. So that means, yes, as AT&T, I can bribe you initially with a new phone because it doesn't compromise my long-term profitability. I haven't given away the company. I've given you a free phone anticipating that you're going to stay with me for 2 years and I can recuperate and make more money above that. So that, in fact, promotes my long-term profitability. But if this is a case where I'm just basically going bankrupt myself to make my customers happy, and there's no hope of me recuperating that money and making more money than I've spent, then that's bad business. Because business is about making more revenue than I expend in costs. And so if this action, if my customer responsiveness is not about trying to build more revenue in the future, potentially by paying more costs now, then it's not going to work. So superior customer responsiveness, if I'm, for example, if I'm investing in a new technology that is going to allow me, let's say a data mining technology that's going to allow me to identify customer trends, tell me, okay, for example, you might see Abercrombie and Fitch or Hollister or American Eagle, send you these things, or Banana Republic send you these things, and I'm using all guys, although they sell females, but I'm sure, or Victoria's Secret will send you these catalogs of mine. They say, oh, hey, you might like this. So even when you're online, you buy this, and they say, oh, your customers who bought this like this. And you're like, oh wow, they know me. That's my style. How do they know me? Well, they don't necessarily know you. They may have looked at your buying pattern and kind of figured out, okay, you like these kinds of shirts, or looked at people that were in your demographics and kind of almost, created the assumption, or built, sometimes these things are very scientific, built a model that would help predict what you are likely to purchase based upon your age, based upon your location, based upon your past purchasing decisions. Create that kind of simulation model that can help predict. And they do that in order to, again, increase their level of customer retention. Now, in order to do that, they may have to buy some expensive technology, and it's going to cost money. But it's going to cost money in the short term, but potentially increase revenue in the long term. Why? Because when they send me these things that remind, oh, you know what, you get, or you get this $10 coupon or whatever, while in the short term it's cost them money because it's $10 of sales that I've lost essentially. In the long term, it's going to potentially create more revenue. Why? Because I'm going to buy more. I'm going to stay more loyal because they give me gift cards. So whereas if I didn't have a gift card, I would have gone shop at Walmart. Now, because Banana Republic has given me a $10, I feel almost like, hey, I got to go spend it at Banana Republic. And when I'm in there, I might buy another pair of pants, I buy another trousers, and the whole cycle is reciprocated or perpetuated. Okay? So short-term expenditure is good if it has a likelihood of increasing long-term profitability. Just giving stuff away or bending to the customer's will and endangering my long-term activity or profitability is not customer responsive. It's just stupid, bad business. How do I do superior customer responsiveness? Well, the first thing, as I said, is identifying and satisfied needs. So I have to identify what the customer wants. Believe it or not, the best person who knows what the customer wants is the customer. So in order to do that, I want to talk to the customer. Many times you might see surveys being given out, or you see a little email say, how did we do? Can we do something differently? What they're trying to do is to identify what you need. And then beyond identifying, they want to customize. They want to satisfy that in a way that is unique to your special needs. So again, Banana Republic just don't say, hey, we got this on sale. They'll be like, we got these types of shirts on sale because we know you like these types of shirts. All right. When you go into a restaurant, they just don't want to say, oh, well, it's all food. They want to know, you know what? You are health conscious. We have this menu specially prepared for you people who are health conscious. Being able to identify needs is a definite help in terms of segmentation. Remember what segmentation was? It is focusing on target groups of customers within the major industry. Whereas in the industry, all customers are customers. Within that segment, within that group, there are certain segments of customers that fulfill their need, their basic need in a specific way. They have specific types of attributes and they fulfill their demand in a certain way. And you want to focus on as many segments as possible because that allows you to target. It also allows you to make more money, right? And response time. We want to do it quick, and we want to, by doing these things, by giving the customer what they want, when they want it, and how they want it, we can charge a premium price for it. Again, going back to Waldorf Astoria, you pay for that level of customer service. You pay for the concierge. You pay for the fact that your pillows can be turned down at whatever time. You pay for the fact that if you call somebody, they're going to listen. You pay for the fact that they carry your bags up and they can arrange your closet and make sure your stuff gets to the airport and back. You pay for all that. You're willing to pay because it is something that you value. And here again, we have another table, goes through the function and goes through the roles. Preparation is everything. Noah did not start building the ark when it was raining. Warren Buffett is so right. Firms have to prepare. They have to create the competencies. They have to acquire the resources necessary to promote this efficiency, quality, innovation, customer responsiveness. Their functions have to promote those activities that do those things because it is doing that actually makes the strategy successful. Yes, part of the strategy is deciding what I am going to do and who I am going to target. But beyond that, you will see when we discuss business strategy in chapter 5 that the third element, and a very important element, is how am I going to do it. Not just how am I going to do it well, but how am I going to take advantage of the opportunities that I've identified and the way that I've chosen and the people I've chosen to meet their needs in the environment How am I going to do it better than my competition, more uniquely than my competition? I am going to do it through those 4 building blocks: superior efficiency, quality, innovation, and customer responsiveness. And my resource and capabilities are located in